Look at this.
What?
Doesn't this just look like she's constipated and he's trying to help her out?
Just so you know, we were looking at a GIF,
Whatever.
GIF, because it's graphics, whatever, sure, of a woman being vigorously, like,
Vigorously fingerbang.
I don't even know if I'd say finger. It was between fisting and finger banging.
Yeah, there was a lot of digits in there, and it was just jiggling. She was on her back with her legs, like her knees basically around her head, or ankles, whatever.
She looked like she was enjoying it. I mean,
yeah, it did, and the guy is just
going.
He's just going, and everything's just shaking like nuts. And I really think she was just backed up, and he's trying to help her out. Like, hang on, I'll get you loose.
That's why she was so happy.
That's right.
I mean, the guy could have been a doctor.
Yes, I think that he might have been wearing a wife beater. I can't remember, but he was definitely wearing jeans, so he's off the clock. This is a touch of Crass, by the way.
My name's Matt.
My name's Colin.
Oh, and shit.
Are you backed up? Do I need to call up Dr. Fingerbang?
Hang on. I'm good.
Right.
Tonight, we are going to talk about you know what? We got an old friend back.
Okay.
And we're gonna join that old friend here momentarily. And we're also going to talk about something that used to terrify the shit out of me as a kid. Like, this was the scariest scenario when I was a kid.
Yes.
And so we'll get to that here in a little bit. We're going to talk about tits later, of course. We're going to talk about a small segment of the not a small segment, a huge segment. A segment of the adult entertainment world that I think is too big. There's too much of this going on.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. It's been big, and it's getting even bigger.
Yeah, but it's a dime a dozen.
No, exactly. But not hard to find at all.
But it must be lucrative.
Well, it has to be. There are people that they were. Well, I won't.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, I don't want to show my hand too soon. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
We've got a message from someone who needs some help.
We gonna help them. But first, we have to ask a question.
What's that?
The first question.
Okay. Well, what is that? What do we have to? I don't get it. You hate me, don't you? You hate it when I do that. You just can't stand it. It's the worst thing.
So, what do you mean? As I stall for time so I can pull it up.
I'm never prepared.
No,
you should know this.
I should know this. I'm this deep into the relationship. I should know better by now. That's all right.
So it's time to crack it open.
Yeah.
What do we got? Open it up.
You're like a kid on Christmas.
Yeah.
But then you open it up and you find out, it sucks.
Oh.
It sucks.
It's in a Nintendo box, but it's clothing.
Tonight we are drinking.
Fuck you, Mom.
We're going back to the juice well. We're drinking Juice Hurricane Cocktail.
New Orleans style. Is that where the original place is where you could get hurricanes? There was one place where the hurricane started, and the hurricane started because this guy who owned this place called the Hurricane or something like that. It was like the bar was called the Hurricane, and the Hurricane drink started because he was literally just clearing off the counter, clearing off his shelves. Like, oh, we got this, and we got all of this mixed together. We got to get rid of all this liquor. So let's mix all of this together. It can't possibly be that bad. And then, hence the Hurricane.
Yeah. It was like a real-life flaming Mo. That's what it was. I also think that maybe it's in poor taste to say New Orleans-style Hurricane. Maybe that shouldn't be on the can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems a bit rough.
I have a hard time believing that this drink existed before 2005. You know what I mean?
You mean juice?
It didn't exist. Well, juice, yeah, in general, but I mean, like, this particular New Orleans-style hurricane. So what? It's devastating and causes looting? I don't know.
It's in a red can. There's some, some Mardi Gras mask on here, to make it run along the New Orleans theme. There's also With cherries and oranges and...
Because all that shit's in a hurricane.
Sure. Why not?
New Orleans style hurricane. Like Katrina and the Waves, like, couldn't be a band name that existed in post 2005. You know?
You're right.
I'm walking on sunshine.
Well, you're floating in sewage. It's a premium malt beverage with natural flavors and artificial flavors, believe it or not. And don't worry, it does say We ID on the can.
Oh, thank God. I don't want my 14-year-old drinking this.
Exactly.
Even though as soon as I taste it, I'd probably say, I bet my 14-year-old would like this.
Yeah, when I bought this from a liquor store, that when I go to it, they usually, he didn't ID me this time, but usually you either get ID'd or you are not ID'd. When I go there, there's this woman that she's a rough-looking woman.
Okay, she's been to a few things in her life.
She's got, I believe she has neck tattoos. All right?
Yeah, because life is short.
And not like the back of the neck, which is, I guess, more except
No, that's
whatever.
fine, because especially if you're a woman, you can cover that shit up with hair.
Yeah. This is like, no, it's full on the neck. You're going to see it. And the last couple of times I've been to the store, she says, "You old enough to drink?"
The worst is when you got the neck tattoo that kind of jumps up like above the jawline a little bit. You know what I mean? Like some kind of flame or some kind of streak or whatever just kind of breaches the jawline and is on your cheek a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah. But, yeah, she's not a real investigative person. "You old enough for drink?" All right. It's weird. You get one or the other. It's like... It's odd.
It's like, I have a beard, okay? All right, you ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
Let's jump in. All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm waiting for that. And now.
Immediate.
All right, that's about 2 seconds. About 2 seconds. And I'm holding it about a foot away from my face. Smelled it within 2 seconds.
It smells similar to that screwdriver juice, but it smells stronger than that.
It smells exactly as I expected it to.
Yeah.
It's just big, artificial, I don't know.
Coming out of a 23.5 ounce can.
And it's red, 12% alcohol. It's red.
It is red. I didn't know hurricanes were red, honestly. I thought they were...
I think there's a lot of different varieties. Oh, God. I'm sorry, I went in. I went in prematurely.
He shook away from the mic.
You see, okay.
Like the face looked like he was gagging.
And
it's like he walked into a landfill. That was the look on his face.
Well, there's so many seagulls. You know, when we drink these, we get used to them after a while. Mm-hmm. This is gonna take a little more time. I feel like I will finish this.
Yeah.
I will finish this
because you have the eye of the tiger.
Because I am gonna sweat a little bit. I think trying to finish
the booze
this thing.
sweats. All right. Let me go in. I'm curious.
Get in there.
Hang on. Let me get the bouquet a little bit.
It tastes like bad beer with like fruit punch cocktail.
Yeah, it does. I can feel it sting my nostrils.
It tastes like bad beer mixed with an exotic Kool-Aid flavor. Is what it tastes like.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of
like a limited edition, like Kool-Aid strawberry pineapple.
Not even that. It's like Kool-Aid fruit stuff. Mm-hmm. We don't know what it is. It's just wacky fruit.
Kool-Aid magenta. That's a color.
Yeah, it tastes like it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go in. Here we go.
Oh God. Oh, that is shudder-worthy. Don't you think? Yeah. You're like trying to shake it and it won't go away. It's like the feeling you get when your awkward relative says something to you and it could be a double entendre. You know that they don't mean for it to be, but you take it that way anyway. And then you're stuck with them staring at you. It's that level of uncomfortable.
So you put that in liquid form. That's what juice form hurricane is. Yeah, I'm gonna go in for another sip. See if I can delve into the flavors.
New Orleans style hurricane. When you brought it over, I didn't think that. I didn't think of that joke.
Oh, you can taste that malty flavor.
It's very
sitting in the back of your
so
throat.
Malty. Oh God, it's terrible.
What it is, you drink it like fruit. It's not, but maltiness.
Yeah. It's like there's like 4 layers to the flavor. There's the initial way too sweet, and then there's the malty nose, and then there's the citrusy bite, and then there's the sad aftertaste.
I'm malty.
So we have a sponsor this week, as always.
Lovely.
Yeah. So let's pay some bills.
Brenda Security.
Where we track down criminals and say, don't do that. That's rude.
All right. I mean, it's not what I would do if I had a security company.
No, you think you'd want to be a bit more in depth.
Yeah, you want to be a little aggressive. You want to intimidate.
Yeah, because these people are going to fight back. Like, oh, look at that fat old lady. She's not going to do anything to me.
No.
You're going to sit on me? Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brenda's Security. But that's cool. You know, I mean, hey. I don't know where they did their market research to choose our show, but that's fine. We'll take the money.
We'll take the money. You know what? You know what I'd like to do now?
What's that? What?
I think I'd like to open up. Open this up.
What?
What's in the mail sack? Ha!
Oh, yeah. Let's jump in. You gonna be all right?
Yeah, it's just every time you're just like so confused and excited. You're like a dog.
I get so excited. You know, I want to. I don't know. It feels like the first time.
By the way, if you want to get a hold of us for the mail sack,
Sure. How do you do that?
you can email us.
Well.
Mailsack@atouchofcrass.net.
What if I don't have an email address?
Well, that's weird because it's the 21st century. But if somehow you're able to get Twitter without an email address, which I don't know how it's possible, you can. And we're on Twitter @atouchofcrass.
I don't. What the fuck's Twitter?
You're the worst. If you want, we also got a website, atouchofcrass.net.
Okay, I've got a website. I've got one of those website things.
Where do you keep your website?
In the cloud.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in the cloud. All right, so that's how you can get a hold of us. And
Yeah.
we new episodes every Wednesday. And here we go, the mail sack. It begins as such. Gentlemen, I've been dating this girl for 3 months, and it's going very well. I met her at work, where we're both aircraft engineers. Ooh,
Interesting.
how about that?
Okay.
She paid her way through college working as a dancer in a gentleman's club. So this is like I just paying my way through college. It's that writ large and successful. Good for her.
Yes.
A stripper a dancer becomes an aircraft engineer. That is the American success story.
It is. Rags to riches, literally.
A dancer in a gentleman's club, which is also when she enlarged her breast to a heaping 34 double D.
Okay.
Wow.
I wonder what they were before.
I don't know.
If they're like an A, that's obnoxious.
Yeah,
but,
that's a lot.
But if she's like a B or a small C. Anyway,
Yeah,
whatever.
If she's got the frame for it, sure. I want for her to meet my very conservative Indian parents,
Oh, my.
but I feel like they won't accept her because of her appearance, not to mention her past. How should I approach this situation? Signed, Shaheem.
Shaheem?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know how old Shaheem is, but I'm assuming he's like our age or something.
Yeah, sure. First of all, Shaheem, thanks for writing in.
Yeah, and bravo. Bravo, you found a hot, busty engineer.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's the dream right there. You know?
It's the American dream. So he's worried about introducing her to his parents.
Yeah.
Very conservative. That
Well,
makes
I
sense.
would say mask the past. Don't talk about the past. I mean,
Yeah,
that's obviously that's something she wants to forget. She
Yeah.
doesn't need to do that anymore. She's a fucking engineer now.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have jobs that we just had to do for a while, and we just, like, all right, that's the past, and
Yeah.
you want to leave it.
I was a dishwasher for a while. It doesn't define who I am.
Exactly. I think, first of all, going along what you said, Matt, it's not like here she is. What do you think of this pair? Those really paid off in the club. You don't
wish
have to,
he would've-
that's not going to happen, man.
No. I wish he would have gone into more detail when he said her appearance, because maybe
Maybe she's got that tattoo that creeps up on the jawline.
That's true. Something
And
tells
now
me
she's an engineer.
Yeah, something tells me she wouldn't have gotten an engineering job with that tattoo.
Probably.
But so I don't know. I mean, what is she like? Slim and stacked with giant, unnaturally round bolt-ons, or what?
Yeah. You know, it's not like she has to wear a low-cut top.
No, she can dress conservatively.
She can wear a blouse or a t-shirt or whatever that doesn't show off the stuff. That doesn't have to happen.
And if she has a tendency to wear a little bit too much makeup, she can just back it off for a night.
Exactly. Yeah, don't
be afraid of your parents. Look, you're an engineer. You're already a success. You don't have to take any more shit from them. Yeah. I don't care what your values are and your cultural traditions. Yeah. This is America.
You know, if they wanted you to be a doctor, you're not a doctor. Fuck them. You know what?
You're an engineer.
Yeah. You say,
well, he never said that they wanted to be a doctor.
But he's an aeronautics, is that correct?
Yeah, he says aircraft engineer. Maybe it's engines, maybe it's wings, I don't know.
Okay. The point is,
maybe they live in Seattle, which is right down
the road. The point is, you are super successful.
Yeah.
With a woman who
is also super successful on the same level as you, intelligence wise.
Pretty damn rare.
I tell you.
And I'm gonna guess that she's attractive. Shaheem, am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Shaheem. Okay.
Saheem,
I'm sorry. Saheem, like I said, probably very attractive. You know.
Don't let your parents ruin this for you. Essentially, is what we're saying, right?
Exactly. If they love you, they'll accept you, and they should accept her. And if they don't, that's their problem. You're a grown-ass man. Don't let these people control your life. You don't live with... Well, hopefully you don't live with your parents anymore.
Yeah, goodness knows, I don't know.
But if you...
As an engineer, I would assume not.
I would hope not. But the point is, if you love her, then fuck what your parents say. Also... You might be assuming they might not like her. I'm sure she's a wonderful person.
It sounds like he's got some real parent issues.
Well, who doesn't?
I know, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if you've got these conservative parents with high expectations and who are critics and, you spend your whole life just waiting for your daddy to pat you on the back and go, I'm proud of you, boy. Yeah. You're a good boy.
Most parents are disappointed in their children, even if they are successful. It's just a fact of life. It sucks. It sucks. Well, why couldn't you have done this? Because I didn't want to do that with my life. I don't understand why you couldn't do it. Did you hear what I fucking just said in the previous sentence? But I just think, shut up!
Well, we'll work out your shit later. But yeah, I think don't worry about what your parents say. I mean, obviously, if that's important to you, fine. But, I mean, you're happy. You're clearly happy, but you're worried. And worry is not going to get you any place.
Just treat it like she's, your parents are meeting any other girl you've ever dated. Because you know what? That's what she is. She's just any other girl that you've dated. And that actually makes her sound a little less special, but I'm sure she's very special and a very wonderful person.
Yeah. And oh man, 34 double D. Yes, please. You know what I mean? Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. I don't think I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
Pretty sure I'm not wrong.
As long as it doesn't look like they've been stapled onto her chest.
No,
it's fine.
Let's hear from Brenda's Security.
Brenda's Security.
We've never had anyone die in the line of duty except for Shelley. She was diabetic and she had too much pudding.
TMI, maybe? I mean, I don't know if we need to know that.
She probably had one of those...
I don't know if I put that in a commercial.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no one's ever died except for
one person
who was eating a can of pudding, a 10-pound can is what I'm assuming.
Sure.
Because that's too much pudding. We can all agree that's too much pudding.
Yeah, that's a lot.
10 pounds.
I mean, and if you're diabetic, why are you reaching for pudding anyway? I mean, what was this? Was this like a holiday party or?
Well, maybe she saw too much in the line of duty and decided, you know what? I'm done, and I'm going to go out the fun way.
That was how... I've seen some shit!
I mean, the final throws...
Fuck the blood sugar!
The final throws are going to be hell, but up to that point, not too bad. I would assume.
Sweep me away, Bill Cosby! All right, so let's talk about...
That's a reference a lot of people don't get anymore, and it's too bad.
Oh, that pudding tastes so good.
Let's talk about something that used to terrify both of us a long time ago. And I feel like it terrified a lot of people back in the 90s. The X-Files was on. So were all these, like primetime UFO shows. Remember before the X-Files on Fox, there was a show called Sightings.
Oh,
like
God,
just
yes.
before the X-Files like went on the air on Friday nights. Friday night Fox was a show called Sightings.
And it was supposedly real stories of the unexplained.
Yeah.
Mostly UFOs.
UFOs, mostly. What we're talking about tonight is alien abduction. Oh, boy. Scariest damn thing I could think of when I was a kid.
Yes.
And, you and I watched the X-Files. We were fans of the X-Files. I was a huge fan of the X-Files from season 1. I would never miss it up until about season 5.
The last episode I remember watching was there was like a UFO buried into the sand on a beach. That's the last thing I remember watching.
I don't remember that one, but yeah. There was
like 99 or 2000.
Oh yeah, so late because it was over within 2001, right? Yeah, I think it was 2001.
Whatever.
But anyway, yeah. So alien abduction was a thing in the X-Files. I remember the episode Dwayne Barry, season 2. Mm-hmm. That was a 2-parter, Dwayne Barry and Ascension. I just watched it recently because I'm also following Kumail Nanjiani's The X-Files podcast, which I believe you're doing as well.
I am. I'm following the podcast, but not the X-Files.
Right.
I already watched those when they were originally on, yeah.
I'm rewatching. I'm rewatching all of them. I've seen every episode at least once. And so anyway, we're not talking about the X-Files. We're talking about alien abduction. You and I both saw a movie back in the day that contains about the scariest 8.5 minutes of... it was the scariest 8.5 minutes in cinema.
I agree.
Don't you think?
Yes, I absolutely agree.
Like, I mean, you can look at horror movies and you can look at the most graphic gore and all of this like psychopath bullshit all day, but none of it, in my opinion, compares to the alien abduction scene in Fire in the Sky.
Yes, it's absolutely frightening. It's I don't remember. Do you remember what the character's name was? I feel like it was D.B. Sweeney.
D.B. Sweeney was the actor. It was Travis Walton. This was based on a true story. Although this was not the account given by the actual Travis Walton.
Correct.
This was Hollywood. This was, we're going to make this terrifying, and this is how it's going to be. We don't want to make this the scariest, most unearthly, horrifying thing that you have ever seen.
Good news, they pulled it off.
Sure did.
The guy has...
Now keep in mind, I was maybe 11 or 12, maybe 13 when I saw this.
So old enough, you've seen some stuff.
I've seen some stuff, but I rewatched it later, knowing that it was going to disturb me and bother me, but knowing that I had seen it already. But the first time, when I wasn't expecting it, like, it was just, oh God! Didn't sleep for days, I feel like.
And it's like a flashback scene.
It's a flashback scene.
And it starts with like him and his buddies in the woods, like, all right, we're gonna head out.
No, he had just been discovered. Like, they found him after he was missing for days. Mm-hmm. They found him and they were throwing a party for him because he was back home and everything was cool. And he was having a flashback and he hid under the table. And they were like, where's Travis? And they found him and he was like down there like
underneath the table,
cowering under the table, and like some syrup poured out of the table and like hit him in the face. And then we get the flashback because the syrup reminded him of his little gooey cell that he was in the fucking ship or whatever.
Yes, it was like a capsule, but with
there was like goop and like latex all around him or something like that.
Yeah, it was like, imagine like pasta noodles, kind of like that, but rubbery, thinner, and like a seaweed kind of consistency. That's kind of what it felt like.
So he was laying in this goop, and he then found his way out, and he was floating. He was obviously in space. He was floating, and then he like fell into another cell where there was like a dead person in there, like with like their guts hanging out. And they fell on this dead person like, oh God, where the fuck am I? What's going on? And he finally made his way to another part of the ship where the aliens discovered him.
They turn around like, what the fuck is this? And like well,
Yeah.
let's fucking
They
get him.
found him, they got him, and they dragged him to the examination area.
I guess
or
and he's
whatever.
freaking out. And these are like, these aliens are weird. They looked like grumpy monsters.
Yeah, they look like short, skinny, grumpy, bald men.
They
with,
turned
with,
around
like black eyes.
Yeah, they looked around and the expression on their faces can only be described as, "What the fuck are you doing here,
Yeah.
buddy?" And they exactly, they grab him and like there's like lights going everywhere. Like, what the fuck is happening? And then he gets, I don't even remember how, but eventually he gets like thrown on an examination table. And of course he's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, he's freaking out, as was I when I watched it.
And then there comes like this shrink wrap latex.
Yeah.
Like,
Throw a sheet over him, and then it starts to suck down and hold him in place, and then he starts freaking out like crazy, like
and then
screaming.
And then they cut a mouth hole so he can fucking breathe.
Yeah, they pull it over his face and they clamp it, and then they cut the mouth hole open, they cut eye holes open, and then they clamp this fucking thing on his mouth and shove some shit down his throat and like shove some shit in his neck, and then this like thing comes down from the ceiling and clamps onto him.
And then this needle that is like 2 feet long.
Yeah.
Comes directly into his, not his cornea, but like the very corner.
It starts to, it's an ocular probe.
Yeah.
The fucking thing comes down.
Like right to his tear duct.
Right, yeah, well, right, and right before it actually enters his eye, we flash back. 8 minutes. 8 minutes of that shit. The guy's screaming. It's terrifying. That was it. It's on YouTube. I watched it the other day.
And it's, God, why? And it's so scary because you figure like this, I can't remember if, no, I believe there was part of the movie where he actually gets abducted, where he's like, I'm in the woods, and then like a light like hits him and he can't move.
Yeah, and it lifts up off the ground, and like it shocks him, and it throws him, and his buddies leave. They're freaking out. They like, we gotta go back. They go back. He's not there. Aliens got him.
Yeah.
And there were other movies. There were like some sci-fi original movies or like some made-for-TV movies or something that kind of followed the same theme, where like it's like a really organic environment in the ship, and the aliens are doing all these horrible things.
Just cuz.
Yeah, just cuz, whatever it is. And like the X-Files episode, Dwayne Barry, the aliens, like, they drilled holes in my goddamn teeth.
Yes.
Terrifying.
Was Dwayne Barry the guy that had been abducted multiple times?
Yeah, he'd been abducted multiple times. He was a former FBI agent.
On the X-Files.
On the X-Files, abducted multiple times. But he took, when he was an agent, he had taken like a bullet and it hit part of his brain and it made him go crazy or something like that. So that's why nobody believed him. They found out later that he actually was a abduction victim and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And there was a book. There was a book written by Whitley Strieber. Mm-hmm. Not to derail the X-Files conversation, but Whitley Strieber, who's a horror author, claims to have been abducted by aliens. Mm-hmm. And he wrote the book Communion.
And it's like most other alien abduction stories you hear, like I couldn't move and I was taken, and there are these aliens that.
Except in that movie, there was an anal, or not movie, but the book, in his account, there was an anal probe. Like there was a rectal probe.
Yeah.
That the aliens did.
What knowledge is to gain from that? Is it just to see what the diet of humans are? Because you know what? There's easier ways to get it.
Sure.
Than shoving a metal rod up someone's ass. You know what? If our doctors can master the stool sample, we haven't traveled into deep space like these aliens have.
Yeah.
And yet,
why can't the aliens just be like, look, we're not going to do anything. Just see if you can take a shit and then give it to us, and then we'll let you go.
But you can't get a swab and rub that around the anus. You can't do that. Nope. We have to have a metal fucking dildo.
We have to hold you down and scar you for life, mentally and emotionally, and just to find out what you had for dinner 3 days ago.
Exactly. The aliens were too busy figuring out if they could. They never tried to figure out if they should.
I remember. Thanks, Malcolm. I remember, like, just after watching the X-Files and after watching Fire in the Sky and all these things, I remember just not being able to sleep, not being able to go in the woods at night, just being terrified at all times. Oh my God, the fucking aliens are going to get me. They're going to probe me. It's going to suck. I might die. I might never come back.
There were nights where I would have a difficult time going to sleep because of that, and then I would wake up at 3 a.m, and I would just think like, "Oh God, this is it. This is when it's going to happen."
Like I can't be awake at night. I can't be awake because that's when they take you.
Yeah, exactly.
Why am I awake? Am I awake because they just dropped me off? Do I not remember this? Maybe I should undergo hypnosis. These are fucking things that I thought about when I was a kid.
Exactly. And it was terrifying. Like any slight sound I would hear, I think, "Oh great, this is it."
Yeah. And if it was a stormy night, I wasn't afraid of thunder or anything, but when I would see that lightning, I'd be like, "Ah, God! They're coming!"
Exactly. The lightning would happen, and I would be just so terrified. I would see like the silhouette of one of the aliens.
Yeah, outside my window.
Absolutely.
There he
I
is.
was fucking terrified.
There he is. Here it is. We're done.
This is it. This is the end. That's what I thought when I'm like 12.
Uh-huh. What's weird is I thought I was the only kid who was worried about this. I thought I was the only one. I'm the only one who fucking worries about alien abduction because I'm the only one who knows. I'm the only one who knows the truth.
Yeah, I never talked about it with any of my friends.
Well, me either.
Which is it's weird because you think we should have.
I had one friend that I would watch X-Files with, my friend Zach. He and I would watch X-Files, and we would do all that stuff. And we watched it was he and I who watched Fire in the Sky together, and it was terrifying, but I don't think it affected him like it affected me. Oh, God.
Probably because your mind is open to different, possibilities. I don't.
Well, so was his, but I don't know.
But not like yours.
Perhaps not. Maybe he was smarter than I was.
No, there were just so many nights where I would just I would stare at the door. Honestly,
waiting for something to happen.
Exactly. I was too afraid to sleep, and I was scared to be awake.
Well, when you think about alien abduction now, do you think about it much anymore? I'm intrigued by the idea, but I find it a lot less plausible than I did when I was a kid. I believed everything when I was a kid, and I'm still really gullible. Yeah. But nowadays, I
don't worry about alien abduction like I did when I was a kid. What I do worry about are people invading my house. That is what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Any slight sound, I'll lay in bed and I just wait to hear anything else to see if there is someone downstairs.
Now, let's say you were abducted, okay?
Oh, God.
Let's say you were abducted by aliens, okay? Would you be excited? Would you be terrified? Would you be eager to try to communicate with them? What do you think?
If it was a fire in the sky situation, I'd be scared out of my goddamn mind.
Okay, let's say Let's say they, through telepathy, seem to be putting your mind at ease. Look, it's okay. We know you're scared. You're here. I know. You're not here because you want to be here. We're here. You're here because we want you to be here. Well,
my first question
would you be...
Why do you want me to be here? That's my first question. It's exciting to meet... oh my God, I'm getting to meet beings from... other than Earth.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Oh, shit, yeah.
However, why am I here? I was asleep. Now I'm on this ship for some reason or another. What are your intentions?
I feel like I would be very excited. I feel like I just don't want it to be painful. You know what I mean? I just don't want it to be painful. If this is where I'm going to die, great. What a great way to go. What a great way to go for aliens to kill you, but I don't want it to be painful.
I've seen enough X-Files and Twilight Zone episodes to be apprehensive about this. Look, I'm either going to be a scientific experiment or I'm going to be put in a human zoo. And I'm not thrilled with either of those.
You want to hear from our sponsor?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Run to security.
You'll be so secure you'll feel better than Gerald Ford having an orgasm in Detroit.
What?
I don't get the reference. Is that a thing?
I guess he feels... I'm going to guess that if Gerald Ford were in Detroit and having an orgasm, he'd have to be relaxed enough to allow himself to have an orgasm, because Detroit is a frightening place.
Well, this is true. Gerald Ford's still alive, right?
No.
Is he still alive?
I don't think so.
I feel like he's not going to die. Is he still...
No, I know he's dead. I know he's dead.
Is he dead?
He's dead.
All right.
He is gone.
God, I can't remember.
He no longer travels through time and space. He's gone.
Oh, Gerald Ford, what a time traveler! So we have a portion of the show where, oh man, we talk about just our favorite thing ever. It is just the greatest thing ever, don't you think?
Hurricane?
Talking about tits.
Oh, well, that. No,
That's it. That's what we're talking about.
That's much better.
Yeah. So what do we have this week?
I was on Twitter and I was just thumbing through some people, and there were females showing off the goods, if you will.
Sure.
And it made me wonder: have you ever, or would you ever, pay to watch a cam girl?
No, I wouldn't. There's so much out there, and I only need 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. I need 2 minutes. Give me a fucking.
You yank like you eat, quickly.
Yeah, whatever. Look, this is maintenance. This is all this is.
This is just to prevent prostate cancer.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit down and relish this, okay? Mm-hmm. I have, I'm engaged to be married, as are you, and I know when I have sex, it's going to be great, and it's going to be emotional, and it's going to be a wonderful thing. If I'm jerking off, it is just to get that out of my head. You know what I mean? I don't turn it into a fucking fantasy. I don't turn it into I don't know. I don't make it into this big romantic thing for me, and I don't need like real time human contact. I understand the need for it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I know there's a lot of lonely people out there who want this, or maybe not even lonely people, just people who this is their thing. Obviously, it's lucrative because enough of them exist.
And there are several pornographers that have said, you know what, I'm not gonna have sex on camera anymore when I can just do this in my own house.
Sure.
Just, play with myself for an hour and I get money for it.
People will subscribe.
They absolutely will. I am not one of those people.
I'm just not one of those people. And I don't look down on those people. It's just not me.
But some of those cam girls are kind of like...
I feel
like demanding or entitled or trying to shake you down. It's like what it feels like. Like I said, I was on Twitter.
There's a lot of them that have like these Amazon wish lists.
Yeah.
And because they know that these sorry saps will buy them shit.
Well, I'm not even talking about that, but you're absolutely right. That absolutely happens. It's like, hey, my phone broke. Who wants to buy me a new one?
Yeah.
That happens.
And people do it.
I know. It's like, hey, I've jerked off to you. Sure, why not? However, there are others that, they'll show...
And that's fine. I mean, whatever. It's fine.
They'll show, like, a picture, like, of them topless on Twitter, and they're like, come on, guys, pay up. You're like, what the fuck? I never asked you to get naked. This isn't a camera... This isn't a cam session. Why the fuck... That's like someone saying, like, there's, like, a Pepsi commercial, and at the end, like, hey, you watch the commercial. Pay.
Yeah, now buy the Pepsi.
Like... No.
Buy the goddamn Pepsi.
Not even that. Just
do it.
Hey, give me the money for this commercial. No. You're advertising your product. I'm not going to give fucking handout money to you. Like, fuck off.
But have you?
No. I will tell you this, though. It's my freshman year of college. There was a guy that he did subscribe to, not necessarily a specific cam girl. It was just like a network of cam girls or whatever.
Sure.
And
a buy one get a million.
Yeah,
option
exactly.
Thing.
And
subscription deal.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, Sheila's in the chat room and Cinnamon's coming up, in this one, and whatever. So we got his password and everything. We checked out the stuff, and it's one of those where she's doing stuff, and it's basically like a chat room. She'll, type, or she'll say something back to you, and you type in, like, hey, how you doing? And it's just all, these different people that they really get lost in the mix, but they do their best to keep up and do whatever, people say. And we would ask her to do things or say things, and she wouldn't always respond. But the best was, we said, hey, it's my friend Carl's birthday. Can you bend over and wish him a happy birthday? So she did.
All right.
She bent over, rubbed her clit, and said, happy birthday, Carl. We all there were I don't know, 5 of us in the room, and all of a sudden,
Jesus.
it was like, happened. She did it.
It's the interaction.
Yeah.
It's the interaction.
We all, I think at that point, that might have been the filthiest thing that we had seen, that it was actually a direct contact with someone that we actually know. It was nuts. It was great.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know that I've ever had that experience with a cam girl. I've never had any experience with a cam girl except for what pops up on Live Jasmine in another window. Like, where the fuck is this audio coming from? Oh, okay, it's the thing that I didn't ask for.
I mean, I've known women that I've cammed with women. I've done that, but I've never paid for a service.
Right.
No, but these are women I've talked to. I've had some kind of rapport with.
Sure.
That's what I'm talking about. That's much different.
What did we learn tonight? We learned that Juice Hurricane, I don't know, where would you rank this among all of the other juices, Joose, that we have enjoyed on the show?
Gets lost in the mix, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's in the middle. It's definitely not the best.
It's definitely not the worst.
I would say bottom 20%.
Sure.
Something like that.
I would.
It's forgettable.
I would not buy it again just to get drunk.
Nope.
If this were my only option, then I guess sure. But it's like $2.50, and I still.
Saheem, live the dream.
Be proud of you. Be proud of the woman that you're with.
That's right, and she's something to be proud of.
I think so.
And fuck your parents. And alien abductions, terrifying.
Absolutely terrifying. I don't know if it's the scariest. No, that might be the scariest experience I can think of.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This has been A Touch of Crass. My name is Matt.
My name's Colin.
They drilled holes in my goddamn teeth!